everybody. Thank you for taking your time to go on a virtual tour with us as we go around the barn discussing each pig in our upcoming online sale. That is next Tuesday, May the 12th, over on showpig.com. Any questions that you have on these guys, feel free to call us, text us, DM us on social media. We're more than happy to talk about all of these guys. All of the purebred bears do qualify for the Certified Indiana Bred program at the 2020 Indiana State Fair. We also have delivery options available. Dad will be heading down to Perry, Georgia on Friday the 22nd, and he can deliver any pigs that you purchase out of this sale free of charge to you, meet you along the way. And I also know Stephen Popejoy is going to be doing a route to Texas too. So any questions, let us know, and thank you for joining us on this tour. Hey everybody, we're now at Pen 1, checking out the Duroc gilts as we're starting our way around the barn.
The gilt on the lead here, that is 27-6, lot 11. This is a forefront Mount Summit, and one of those pedigrees that just adds championship kind of on the top and bottom side. She's a unique gilt as she is so massive in her back work, works behind her blade with a massive square top, square hip, but yet when she cranks that head up, she flattens down that top line. She's really level and square. You get behind her, she's one of those that has the right amount of muscle but doesn't push them out on those corners, and she really holds inside of that skeleton really, really nice. And so that's a really cool gilt, and one that we bred, you know, on purpose to keep making those champion pedigrees throughout the line. That's just a powerhouse Duroc female.
I'll get her sister 27-8 right here.
So 27-8 is lot 13. Again, these are forefront Mount Summits, February 15th. Again, I think this one's very built similar to her sister, maybe just a notch greener today, maybe a little smaller in her kind, but that pedigree, I think you just need to watch out. Meant for brood style females, but yet will still have some look, design, and power. You won't have to worry about pouring the feed bucket to these girls. They're big in their bone work, they're stout skulled, wide bladed, but yet still has some style and pizzazz to them as well.
Lindsay, also this 27-8 gilt, she's got tremendous amount of spread underneath in her chest floor. She's busted open, already setting that muscle shape in there as well.
Yeah, actually, both gilts have a monster chest
They
floor
do.
laid into
They
them.
do. Okay, we'll go to the 26-10 gilt right here.
This is a Fate Has It Survivor, lot 10, born February 12th, and I think it's pretty obvious we really like our Fate pigs. And she may not want to pull on the stick here today, but she has that little extra extension. And you can kind of see it, just the way that head and jawline is made, but yet you study her chest floor, and she's square at her knees, she's square at her toes, she's square all the way from, you know, top to bottom, but you get off to the side, and there's just that extra little look and extension that matches that forearm, that bone work. That's kind of the look and style of her. That's just an awfully good female that's put together really, really well.
You know, Lindsay, also on this gilt, just a monster forearm laid in this one, really tall shouldered. Mm-hmm. And like you said, what she gives you is just that extra look.
Yep.
We are now in Pen number 2, checking out some more Duroc gilts.
The one on our lead here is lot 9. This is 24-11, a family tradition back on Paradise. And when you read that pedigree, you know feet and legs, design, look, and style are all going to be play there. And I think 100% that is what we got from this girl. I think this is one that you can read quite a bit of future into. You can run her to a mature heavyweight, and she'll stay fresh and attractive and sound structured, and she just kind of has that really feminine style and look about her. Obviously, she has a great set of running gears, and this is one that as she matures, she's just going to tank out and explode each day. I don't even think she lacks for muscle here yet today. I think she kind of puts a whole package together in just a really feminine, cool, neat design.
I think that one there too is so tall shouldered and got some frame. Like you said,
Yeah.
you want to take that one clear to the end of a big show. That one there will stay fresh and good looking. Okay, sweetheart, get up.
Okay, this is lot 1227-7. This is a litter meet to the two gilts we saw in the pen before. This is again a forefront, Mount Summit. I think she matches up to those sisters we saw there earlier. Exactly correct. She has that back work, that shape, that you can see that shape work from her upper hip down to her lower stifle. She's probably a little greener than even the two we have over there, but study just that base of, you can, when she slows down here, if you can study just that width between her toes, you might have to take my word for it, but she has quite a bit of spread there between her toes and leads up to a stout, thick blade and forearm. You can see those indicators in terms of skull width, back shape, how opened up she is at the top of her blade, and then even all of that, this girl can flat move. The set that she has to her hock, obviously that's all she's doing right now, is kind of running around the ring, but that's an awfully cool gilt that's going to be a combination of a great hind leg set as well as maternal mass and power.
What wins hog show stand today? Feet and legs.
Yep.
And look.
Yep.
Okay.
Then we have that here is lot, 8. This is 19-2. Says a family tradition clear choice. And there's something about that clear choice line that just pegs that front end, doesn't it, Dad?
Oh, you can see it right in the skull.
Yeah, you don't even have to walk in the barn and look at a pedigree to know that that is a clear choice head working through there. And we don't have him anymore, but that line is still generating over and over with a lot of success. Family Tradition was from JJ Genetics. Clear Choice was from JJ Genetics. So we're kind of matching those up and getting in that just maternal power. That front end is so stout with a great big forearm, a big massive chest floor. When she goes, she's opened up and wide at her hock. When she slows down, she'll lift her head up and then pull together attractive on the side as well. But I think this is going to be a brute style powerhouse, total female. She genuinely needs somebody to take her home and just baby her. We haven't quite got her fit to break yet, but she's just looking for a good showman to feed her some marshmallows and gummy bears.
We are now in pin number 3, checking out the first set of crossbred gilts we have in the sale.
Okay, we'll just kind of work our way down the line. We have these two sisters here, are the 50 litters between the black-headed and the blue gilt here. Your blue gilt is lot 19. This is 50-11. She is a heater electrify, and woohoo, if her collar isn't cool. If that's not going to make you stand out, I don't know what will, but you study her with just that flat back, wide back, stout hip, big boned, wide going away, but yet still takes a long reach off of her front end. That girl, imagine her being at 280, 290, walking in the show ring. She's going to demand
Did you mention
quite a bit
bone,
of attention.
Lindsay?
I sure did.
Good deal. You got 2 on that one. Okay.
And let's go to her sister here, is 50-10. This is lot 18. And I think as well, kind of a cool marked gilt that, oh my gosh, look at the reach off of her front end, the flexibility in her hind leg, the way that her hock sets in so well and true as she gets out on the move. And then you take that and match that with the shape of her upper hip, the squareness through that chest floor. This is an awfully neat gilt. We don't need to spend a lot of time talking about just that shape and style that she has, because that's kind of evident and obvious, but that's just an awfully unique gilt. Love her collar pattern as well. That, again, those are the 50 litter gilts.
54-12.
This is lot 28. This is an Electrify Justice, and quite honestly, she stands out here initially just because of her dark collar pattern, but let that one just get out and go and start motoring around. I think she's very similar to what we were talking about, those other gilts, of having that back and that hip shape, but yet being opened up and square at her knee down to the ground. She's up good on those front pasturings and toes where we, lots of crossbreds tend to struggle with that when they get that extra power, but she is elevated and really good on those front feet and running gears.
Okay, let's grab her sister here if I can.
Yeah, I think her sister seems is a little different in style and type. This would be lot 26, 54-10.
The blue gilt?
Yep, the blue gilt we're talking about. Again, this is an Electrify Justice. Honestly, she could be the sleeper in this pen. She may not have the biggest back or the boldest rib yet today, but let me tell you something. That stuff, that will come. But you want to talk about extra extension and height at her shoulder, a little longer through that center 1/3 and rib, really clean through that jowl and head and neck, but yet she still is equally as square through that chest floor and that hock to hock. She's one I think you could take home, put on full feed, push hard, and she's going to be a mammoth as she matures, but still have that style.
Let's grab a little power wagon here.
Absolutely. This is lot 24, 53-8, Secrets Up, handcrafted. I think she has the back, the hip, the power of handcrafted, but kind of that cocky head and neck and reach off her hind leg as Secrets Up. And so she's probably going to end up being a little more moderate of a gilt, but man, is she going to be a chunk, a stout, a fluffy show gilt. I think she's one with that cocky attitude and the way she sets her head high into the top of her shoulder. That one could be a fun one to walk out to every day in your
I think
barn.
this one make a great market gilt for those
Absolutely.
that drive those market gilts. I mean, she's just packed full all the way through. So great set of females here.
We are now at pen number 4, checking out some more crossbred gilts.
Absolutely, and we'll just start off kind of down the line. The gilt we have right here, I believe that is lot 23, 5115. The gilt next to her is lot 27, 5411. The gilt next to her is lot 17, 44-8. The fourth gilt here down the line is lot 22, 5114, and then that is lot 20 on the very far end against the wood wall. That one is 5111. And so, is that right, Dad?
Yep, perfect. Yep.
Okay, so let's just start. We'll just start here with kind of the cool chromed up gilt. We'll start this one.
This one here?
Yep, yep, if we could. I just think there's so much good in this gilt, and obviously she's green in that center rib shape, but man, when you just talk about checking all the boxes, complete in her basic build, a no holes, problem-free female. I mean, how do you design one any better? She's tall at her shoulder, and the height at her shoulder to the length all the way there to that hamloin junction and root of her tail is dead level, and just a great hind leg set to her. I think she is a gilt that you could take and feed hard and make something just phenomenal out of. So I really, really like her. There is, yeah, this is her sister. And again, sorry, these are Smooth Talker back on Stinger. Her sister has a little shorter back and obviously has that deep groove down her top and that expressive hip, but yet, man, has a cocky style to her. She's the smallest gilt in the litter here today, but there's just something on about her. We talk about how that head ties in high at the top of her shoulder, but yet still loose and flexible for reaching extended front end. Why don't we just hit the third sister, the black sock or the white socked gilt right here? And where she fits into the lineup is, I mean, she's a smoker. One, again, you talk about checking all the boxes, just being a complete true breeding female, extended through that front end, neck ties high into the shoulder, offers that extra extension through the rib cage, great flexibility there as she gets out and goes, but yet the biggest thing is there's a lot of room for that gilt to grow, mature, and mass up. She's not going to put out early or anytime soon.
That one there will put, all three of these sisters right here. In fact, here they pull off all right
Yep,
here.
here they are. Again, those are Smooth Talker Stingers. That's a kind of a fun pair. I'm not going to rank them for you. I'll let you guys decide how you like them in what order.
Okay.
We'll move to the 44 litter gilt, which is that wide belted gilt. That's lot 17. That's an exchange rate wishbone. Again, a pedigree that here at Schaefer's Gold Rush we are confident in, we stand behind, we know it generates, and it generates success. Those hogs are going to grow, they're going to tank out, they're going to have the mass, but yet when they get outgoing, and she may not have that exchange rate mass yet today that we've seen, but by golly, and she's a little timid here today, when she gets out and going, she has a look, a style. She's so square at that knee to knee, and pedigree-wise, phenomenal female. She again needs a friend to calm her down.
Let's say this. This is the kind that wins in the end too. Those real
This
green-
is the kind that when you take her home, every day gets better and better and better. Okay, the last skill we have in the class here is lot 27. This is an Electrify Justice. We've seen two of her sisters in the pen before, and you want to talk about, again, we've talked to one of her other sisters, could be a potential market gilt. I think this gilt certainly could be. You want to talk about a groove, a big back, a stout hip, just has a big old engine and motor running through her. If you like a thick, stout with a massive skull and chest floor, bonework, forearm, that is what lot 27 is for you.
We are now at pin number 5, checking out the final pin of crossbred gilts.
We have 3911 over here, sis, on my right, to your left.
Lot 15,
And the gilt in the middle, another one of those 54s.
that is lot 25.
The painted up gilt over here is the 44-7 gilt.
Lot 16,
And the gilt in the middle, the real stylish, cool fronted gilt, another one of those 51s.
and that is lot 21. So let's just talk about the gilt that we have tied onto you right there. Is that the 54 gilt?
Yep.
So this is lot 25, Electrify
Whoa.
Justice.
Whoa.
And we've seen a couple of those sisters, but we might have saved the best for last here in this pin. Not only is her skin just already that deep, dark black, but you get on top of her and you know she's here. You know that she has that back, that hip, that look. She kind of has a little cocky and confident to her. If you wanted to show her as a market gilt, you absolutely could. If you wanted to show her as a breeding gilt, you absolutely could. I think she would find success on either side of the panel.
Okay, well, we go with the little cocky 51. Well, nope, let's jump to the 39 that's out
Okay,
here, sis.
that's fine. So this is lot 15. This is a prime cut outlaw. So we go back to a half Hampshire mama. And this one was born on February the 5th. So I want to stop for a second. If you're thinking about pulling in some breeding females, you want to show some this summer, but yet you're wanting to put in a female that you know is going to keep consistency, you know is going to keep feet and legs, I think this gilt needs to be a prime candidate on your list. You want to talk about just brood style potential, maternal ability, 100% has that in her lineage and in her look. I think obviously she's 3/4 Hampshire. It doesn't matter. This girl will go out and run and play with the best of them all day long. She just checks all the boxes and would be one to take home to put in your herd.
Okay, see if I can pull the 44 gilt here.
Remember those 44s we saw her sister in the pen before is exchange rate wishbone. That's the litter that, again, we feel so confident in. And she's, I don't even know if you guys can kind of see it, but very uniquely marked and chromed up. But gosh, those exchange rates, they have just a different mass to them. They're dense in their bone work, they're dense in their back and rib shape, but yet when they get out and motor and move, there's just a certain extra style about the exchange rates. I guarantee you take that one home, you feed it, she will only get better and better with time. Watch that front end. That initial view is what we need. When you come out of the gate where that knee is square and that head cranks up and it's just a box coming out of you, coming out of the gate, that's a very, very impressive gilt.
Okay, we'll jump with another one of those 51s here, sis.
Okay, this is lot 21. Again, these are smooth talker stingers. I would consider perhaps maybe green in her body condition, but my gosh, does she have a look to her. Look how sleek she is through that front end, that head and neck, that chest floor. Whew. She has just a cocky air about her, but yet is very fresh and expressive in her muscle shape, very square in her hip, but then square in her hock as she sits down. I mean, you imagine her coming out with that head cranked up and just taking that reach towards her nose. That one, I don't care where you're at in the country, those are the fun ones to grab a hold of and drive.
And I'll tell you, that one is really square, sis, and just so sleek. Just to reiterate, the 39 gilt dual purpose, you want a foundation female to build around. This girl right here definitely is that. So great set of crossbred females.
Hey everybody, we're now at pin 6, checking out 4 March Hampshire gilts.
Yep, like Amy said, these are all marches in this pin, and the one on the lead right here is lot 7. 59-8, shock the world, here I am. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Do we even need to talk about her, or do we just
No,
need to
if
let her?
you want to play at a high level, right there is one that can,
Oh, absolutely.
What lot number was she again?
7. That's a good gilt. I don't even want to talk about her. I don't want to jinx her. Just knock on wood, good hog, good livestock.
okay, let me see if I can pull the little one out here.
This is lot 4, 57-4. This is a high expectations world class.
She's a little scared. What do you think
Oh,
about
my
the way this
gosh.
was busted open and
Yeah, look at,
extra look and she may not pull today, but you discuss her, sis.
yeah, I mean, just start with that knee and that chest floor and the look that she has there up through her front end, but yet what a big back, and drops into a very opened up rib. Honestly, you know, we hear lots of people struggling to getting those Hampshires to mass up and tank out. She might be a little more moderate compared to some of the others, but I think she's going to be an easy feeding gilt. And again, we have world class on the bottom side, high expectations on the top side. Just a really, really cool, neat put together gilt.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we will get this 57.5.
Okay, this is lot 5. This is a sister to the gilt that we just saw. Again, that's a high expectations, world class. Birthday, March 5th. Oh my gosh. Does she have a big engine running through her? I mean, you can just read it studying there through her forearm, dropping back on the backside of her blade into a deep, big, bold rib, stout hip. But a lot of times when we talk about them being stout, we're concerned that they're already maxed out. She's not. And I want to just clue you into a little secret. You study the length that she has in her cannon bone from her knee down to her pastern. This girl, and you can even see it from her hump down to her pastern, there's a lot of room left to grow and go in this one. And I think she's just going to extend and get better and better every day. That is lot 5.
That is lot 5.
And the lot 6 is this little, she's chewing on you, yep, right here. This is 59-7. This is a Shot the World, Here I Am, a litter mate to the gilt that we led off with this pin.
Oh my.
Oh, whoa.
Is that one flat back?
Woo! You could probably set your dinner plate on her back. Golly darn. I mean, not only is she kind of have a unique belt look to her that will stand out in that sea of belts, but my gosh, have her track away and just let them see that back shape and that way that hawk sets in. That is a crazy cool, unique gilt. Oh, we love Hampshires.
Well,
What a fun set.
I just want to say this. This set of March Hampshire gilts are as good as we've put together. You guys in the southeast that tie into a lot of these, great opportunity here.
Yep.
Okay, everybody, we are now at pin number 7, checking out a trio of February Hampshire gilts.
And these are lots 1, 2, and 3. Lot 3 is on your poll right now. This is 55-9, High Expectations, the game. I think she has every bit of the game read across her, but has the high expectations front end, which is exactly what we need. Those toes set down very square and genuine. They point forward. She's tall at her shoulder. She's extended through that jowl line. And man, she has that just extra look, femininity, muscle, shape that it takes to work from there on back. So really cool gilt there. She's your lot number 3. Lot 1 is this thin belt gilt right here in the middle. Another one that just has that certain style, that squareness and muscle shape, that density there. You can see that in her back shape. And when she goes tracking away, perhaps that's her best view, because that hawk is so genuine and so real, and just the way that it places, and you can see that as she tracks there towards you. That one is a world-class outlaw. So we have lined up that outlaw line and probably put together our 2 most successful Hampshire boars. This is lot number 2, 52-7, high expectations, prime time. This girl's kind of been green, perhaps a little longer than ideal, but quite frankly, with some shows getting pushed back, and you're wanting to maybe think about putting in a breeding female, here she is, just a very complete, checks all the boxes. I think we check back on this girl in even just 60 days. I doubt that we'll even be able to recognize her. She's tall-shouldered, she's long-bodied, she's extended, she's functional, she's complete. That's a very nice Hampshire female that I think you could pull back in and make a phenomenal breeding gilt as well.
I agree with you, Lindsay, on her. I think she comes into a really solid play from August 1st and afterwards. Great set of a trio of Hampshire females here. Lindsay, let's kind of jump back on this 55 gilt here. Make sure that people understand what this one's all about.
Okay, we're back. So this one, again, is lot number 3. This is the High Expectations, the game. And so we know that the game made a huge push for us, but what we always wanted from him was those front toes to point forward, and that's why High Expectations came on. And you study her at the ground. Those toes are wide, square, genuine. They point forward, they take a long reach, and then you come back, and I want you just to study the way she drops out of her hip into that hop.
Okay, that one just needs a little extra.
Okay.
We are now at pin number 8, checking out a pair of Hampshire Barrows.
Hey-yo! This is lot 31 that you see here, this white-belted barrow, 56-2, shot the world criminal, born February 18th. Hoo-hoo-hoo! Does he have a cool side look to him? Can you imagine that extra little length of body and that cocky front end? You just take him and mass him up. Oh, when that gate opens, that's the first view every judge is going to see. And he wants to make sure that that chest is wide, but yet square. And he wants to make sure that that jawline is clean and clear. And that's a front end that we could have a lot of fun with. And then as he turns and walks away, that guy just has it.
Can you imagine this guy at that 275-pound range?
I think he'll look exactly like this, but a deeper flank, and you can pull him apart. Oh, yeah. You're going to have a lot of fun with him. Don't let him sit by. Okay, this is a March barrow. This is lot 32, 59-1, born March 8th. This one is a shock the world, here I am. Obviously, this guy has converted well. He is loose structured. He's loose heighted. He has, I think, a bright, bright future to him. He takes a phenomenal reach off of both ends, but yet this guy's going to have some power. You can already see it coming out of the backside of his blade. He's opened up there in the top side of his skeleton and just works his way back, but yet he's not too much today. He still has a lot of room to go.
We have now stepped over to pin number 9, and we're going to be checking out a trio of crossbred barrows.
Yep, on this stick, we have the blue barrow is lot 40. This is 54-4, and the white belted barrow is lot 36, 44-3, exchange rate, wishbone. We have another barrow in the corner peeing. We'll get to him in a second. Want to take time on this blue barrow because we feel he's something special. Again, this is an electrified justice.
And what lot number was he again?
He's lot 40. And this guy, yeah, lot 40. And this guy, again, when he's off to the side, you think, oh, today he's green. There's not just enough to him, but I'm going to mature him and feed him out. And then he turns and goes, and you think, oh my goodness. You can just envision this one at 280 on show day with that great front end, that forearm blade coming at you, that ultra cool blue collar pattern. When that guy's rib tanks out as he matures slowly, this guy's going to be a complete animal and a tough one to get around.
And a great collar at that.
Yes, I like that color. Let's head to, this is lot 36. This is 44-3, exchange rate wishbone. We were just briefly discussing this guy here before, and I'll let Dad give his opinions and thoughts. We know he is an animal. We know that he is everything that it takes to get the job done at a high level. I think he is a barrow. I'm going to say it. He needs to be managed properly.
Yes, he does.
You cannot put him on full feed or he will look like the Michelin Man. But he has that power and that motor in him. And a lot of times when we see a bear at this age with this much capacity to him, that hock really is concerning. Not at all. This guy's hock set is phenomenal. I think if you enjoy feeding these high risk, I don't even want to call them high risk, these high reward barrows, this is the guy 100% for you. There's just a lot work into him.
Let's just talk about feeding this one for a second. I mean, you put him on a high protein diet.
Yeah.
Because you want him not to bulk up any more than he is. You limit the amount of intake that this guy has. Grow this one just a moderate pace.
Yeah.
And this one here can be just a huge amount of fun. Okay, let me
Then
get
the little barrel here, the thin belt. This is lot 3848-3. Again, lot 38.
check out the chest.
Yep, electrify exchange rate. Again, we talk about where that head sets high into that shoulder, but that chest is square and genuine. And then you get on top of him and you can already see that fresh, expressive muscle shake, how square he is in his upper hip and his lower stifle. He is scared to death and timid. He needs somebody to get him home, get him show broke, and you can see when that head comes up, that is a totally different animal. He will be fun. Even if you wanted to play around in some of these cyber deals, he has that style, that look that they exceed.
He has the cyber look, no
That's right.
doubt.
Okay, we are now at pin number 10, checking out the pair of Duroc barrows.
Well, the pair of cousins in this pen right here. If we just want to we'll just start with this dark cherry red pig right here. This is lot 3325-2 forefront survivor. I think this guy's front end is so wickedly cool, and then you get him off to the side and he has that expressive back shape. Again, a Duroc bear at this stage is not going to have a groove down his top, but you can see how fresh he is over his loin edge, how stout he is through his upper hip and lower stifle. And we want to talk about bone work. This guy has bone. You want to talk about that bone matched with an extended profile look, 100% he has that there. Okay, again, they have their mommies are litter mates, and so here we bred the other sister to Fate Has It. This is 26-3, lot 34. Oh my, oh my. I think this is a bear that you can take and run with and push to a heavier weight. He has that extra extension, that length of body. He's tall at his shoulders, that extra rib. When you add that extra rib in there, you give yourself more time and comfortability in those feet and legs. So you can push them to that heavier weight, max them out a little bit more in terms of muscle and width, and you'll still keep that hock, that shoulder, everything guiding just exactly where we want. We've been really tied in on these Fate Has It pigs, and he's no different.
They're in a smaller pen here, so it's hard to get a good walk on them. But Lindsay, his length of neck complements his length of stride, which will just be such an asset out in the show ring. So two really powerful barrows here.
We are now out in the grower in pin G1, checking out a pair of littermate Herefords.
Hey, yep, you see, well, right here is the Hereford Gilt, lot 14. So it is a War Cry family guy born March the 9th. I think honestly, you want to talk about style, pizzazz, and an ideal hind leg and hip laid into her. I think this is one, when she gets out and goes, she just kind of prances and floats with great reach and flexibility. We've seen these War Cries. They're a little green at this age. Again, we're right at that 2-month age mark. But as they mature, they bulk up, but they keep that attractive look to them all the way through. And I don't expect her to do anything different besides just mass up each day. This is her littermate brother here, lot 35. You'll find 28-1. Again, that's a War Cry family guy. Again, I don't think there's much separation between them. He's still a little green in his package, but oh my goodness, what a look, an ideal profile, the great front end and extension. You know, it is difficult in this Hereford breed to get that clean throat and that clean front end. And I think this guy absolutely has it while being square at his knee, genuine in his hock placement with an attractive profile look. I honestly believe that this guy can go and change things up. Do not be scared that he is a Hereford. He is a quality Hereford, and there is a successful place for him. I want to swing back to this gilt here and just talk about some of you guys there in the southeast. I know there's not a huge Hereford market, but we want to tell you something. There is some money to be had in the breed, and if you're looking to grow in your area, the Hereford breed, this is a gilt that would be a great foundation female to start with and kind of start generating more Herefords down in your area.
Lindsay, I'm going to reiterate on these two. You know, we've had a great run with our Herefords, and you know, their daddy was the grand champion boar that Hirschfield's showed, and he was the youngest boar, or one of the youngest boars there at the summer type conference, or he was reserve, I believe, there. But I'm going to tell you something. This is high quality animals, and it is hard to make them look like this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb. We've got Indiana State Fair that's going to happen, and do not be afraid. He would fall into that light medium range there. If you dialed in on this one, that one there would be one cool cat there to look at. Okay.
Hey everybody, we're now at pen G2 checking out a pair of crossbred barrows.
Woo! In front of you is lot 3748-1, Electrify Exchange Rate. To say we're excited about this guy would be a complete and huge understatement. We are piling our eggs in a basket, and we see this guy having a very bright, very fun future. No doubt he's shaggy haired, but put that aside, I mean, we like the shaggy haired. What a hind leg set, what a forearm bone standpoint. When you study him just at the ground, how well he's built, but yet when you first see him, you don't even see how great structured he is, because you're studying that cool look from the side, you're studying that massive square back shape, his chest floor, and how square and genuine he is going away. We are so excited about this little barrow prospect. We see a bright, bright future with him. We think he can roll at any level at any time and have quite a bit of fun.
Blue pig.
The blue pig might be a little greener than him today, but we're still equally as pumped. This is lot 3950-1. Heater Electrify. This guy's that tall-shouldered, extended body, flashy made. Quite honestly, he has a little ways to go in terms of body condition as he's still green in his type, but I just see those feet and legs staying correct underneath him, being square at the ground. I think this is a guy you can take home and push and have a lot of fun with. Not only that, but that cool kind of deep blue roan that he's working with is really fun. And so we find this pen of barrows incredibly impressive and a lot of fun to work with. Give us a call, talk to us about these hogs, because we are absolutely amped up.
We are now at pen G3 checking out a pair of Littermate March crossbred gilts.
Okay, these girls are just babies. They are March 19th, and the one that Dad has on his broom right now, that is lot 29, 62-7 Exchange Rate Battlefield. This is going to be a fun pair. If you're wanting to, start jackpotting when shows start cranking here in August and, July, August, and then we work our way through September, but maybe your end point is October or a little later, I think these girls can totally run the long haul. The darker colored gilt right here, that is lot 3062-8. what a groove she already has down her top, but she's so square and so correctly built. You can just read the future and quality all over these hogs. I think you can get these home, start feeding them the way you want to feed them and manage them the way they, you want to. I think they're going to be easy keepers, easy feeders, as well as phenomenal foundation females to work in the future for you. I think this Dash 8 here, which is lot 30, that darker chromed up gilt, she is awfully unique. And then her littermate sister there with the kink tail, she's just probably about a week or so behind her in terms of maturity pattern, but has a super sleek neck and front end. Really fun pair of gilts to conclude our Around the Barn trip here today.
Hey all you cool cats and kittens, we hope to see you May the 12th for our online sale on showpig.com.